Hello, everybody. What's up? Hope you're doing pretty good today. This is Oliver Shom, and you are right now live on the Global Speakers Advantage podcast. So I'm super excited to be introducing to you our guest of today. And guess what? He is an incredible young man who is shaking systems and shaking ecosystems, both in the technology industry and in the healthcare. And you don't want to miss out for this very insightful conversation that I'm going to be having with the one and only. So, before I introduce our guest, I would like you to get your seat, get a pen, get a jotter, sit somewhere where no one is going to distract you, where no one is going to disturb you, because the next 1 hour is going to be full of value, full of experiences, full of transformation. You know that if you are distracted, you might not get the gems out of all the conversation. Okay, so get ready because it's going to be exciting. Even as I bring to you my guest for today, here comes our guest of today. And the guest of today is not any other person, but the one and only Rene Descartes. Back in the school in history, we learn about the greatest philosopher ever, the greatest thinker. That was from France, and the name was Rene Descartes. And this is our Rene Descartes, who is going to be unraveling a lot of mysteries to wealth creation, to entrepreneurship, and of course, how to survive in the fintech system wherever you are watching us from around the world. So, for those who don't know Rene Descartes, let's hear. Welcome, Rene, and tell us, for those who are watching for the first time, seeing you for the first time, gonna be hearing you for the first time, tell us who you are and tell our listeners just what they will learn for sitting with us for the next 1 hour, please.
Oh, thank you once more, Mr. Oliver. It's always been a pleasure to sit alongside you remotely to talk about life and the different aspect. Um, Renee, Renee, my name is Renee Sambo Chifong. I got the name Renee Descartes because of the philosophical background of this great mind, and I don't want to deep dive into that so much, but I do believe in a lot of his philosophical theories, right? So I am from the northwest region of Cameroon, precisely area, Bamukombi to be precise.
Okay.
And I work as a software DevSecOps. Let me turn off my DevSecOps security engineer. I've been in the tech industry for about 4 to 5 years. I mean, from an experience standpoint, and I've worked in multiple industries like the healthcare industry, the transportation industry, the fintech industry, and also motor vehicle or transportation industry. So I have a huge range of IT background, ranging from cloud security, application security, DevSecOps, or probably or support, right? Tech support or application network security, whatever you want to call me, bro. I am all over the place. So I love to learn so much, and I always like to get into new things. So that's why you see I have so much background in different aspects. So yeah, that will be it for now. But we
Okay,
can deep
that's
dive
good.
into more.
Thank you so much, Rene.
Yep.
Tell us, somebody who is going to be listening for this conversation, someone like Kayla, Elisa, someone like Sonabel, Kibu, what do you expect them to learn as a promise for the next 1 hour or more?
Those who are watching on Facebook, most of them already know me. I really am not a boring guy. I'm never a boring speaker. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but get yourself seated, get a bottle or maybe a glass of water. We are going to talk a lot about personal life, different aspect, different life lessons, what I've been able to learn, the things that I'm working on, the things that might benefit some people, maybe just by relaying the information to others and stuff like that. How I get to where I am and where I'm going, things like that, and lesson that they can pick from my story. So that will be it. but a lot can come
Uh,
along the way.
yeah. Thank you so much, Winnie. I love that. So let's dive straight to our conversation. So, what inspired a software engineer to step into healthcare? What actually inspired you to step into healthcare and building hospitals?
Yeah, I have answered this question a lot of time, even when when I was in Cameroon last month, last
Okay.
March. I answered this question a lot of time.
Hmm.
Like I said, I have something very personal that connected me into investing into healthcare. Like I said, in 2019, my family suffered lost of 8 months of pregnancy, where we kind of believe that it was due to lack of proper medical attention from the onset. And when that happened, it kind of hurt us a lot. And when I was positioned in the way that I can invest, I started thinking of what can I do. So it came into my mind. I wanted to build an electronic medical reporting system. But I asked myself that what is this going to do to the local man, right? What is the impact to the local citizens or the people that are in my position 5 years or 10 years back, right? So I thought that it could have brought a lot of jobs, but how many jobs to the local person like you and I 10 years ago, right? So those type of things that put me into maybe, yeah, if I build a software, an electronic medical reporting software, I will be able to recruit people to work in the software to build, write the code and deploy. But at the end of the day, how many people are coming from my community, right? Who will be able to get jobs, who will be able to get an opportunity to put food on the dinner table. So I thought it with my family, and when I pray over it, um, luckily, my friend and my dad found a land in Yaoundé, and when we did the visibility study, we found out that either a school or a hospital. But when we do further analysis and studies of the environment, we realize that the place were really in need of a medical facility, not just a clinic, but a hospital, a modern hospital. So we put that together in 2023 in April, and then we started construction. And God willing, we are here today with a lot of impact. Already have so many feedbacks from the community, the patients, the staffs, and all that. So to say that, yeah, it has been an inspiring journey from the story that I just mentioned, that it was not something that I ever planned of that I'm going to be a hospital. It just suddenly came up because we suffered such a tragic loss, and then we were able to turn that into something that we can be happy to contribute to the community. So yeah, that'll be it for that one.
That's so beautiful, and that is how the Holy Grace Medical Foundation came about. Tell us, Renee, Holy Grace Medical Foundation. Like that sounds spiritual and sounds religious. How do you come about the name Holy Grace?
I think I sat down with my partner, and
Okay.
we did analyze a lot about life, my journey in growing up in a community where a lot of things were such far fetched from us, and to where we are now. We started asking ourselves that, you know, what can we really define this project, right? We thought of it like holy, grace. If you look into it from a grammatical perspective, the same thing, right?
Hmm.
But we said everything. If you saw my last post yesterday, I said that my basic secret are hard work, discipline, grace, and a little bit of uh, strong hate, right? Maybe some people will look at it like, why? So we believe that grace is the backbone of almost everything that we have been able to achieve so far. So holy grace is the reason why we are here. So I believe in hard work. I believe in discipline, but I believe that there's a certain power, there's a certain influence that is a little bit more spiritual, that push us to achieve our goals even when we do the other things right. We need that special grace to be able to push us to our destination. So I do believe that, and that's why I'm named the hospital, Holy Grace Hospital. We named
That's
the hospital.
I
So
love that. So together, you and your family, your wife, Renee. One thing is very clear here. Having a dream, having a vision, and achieving that is another thing. Having it is another thing, and then finally putting it into action is another thing, which is a bigger thing here. Now, putting a structure, a befitting structure like the one you have in Cameroon for this, for the Holy Grace Medical Foundation, it's like it could be like a lifetime achievement. Some people could see it like that. So, and you are a young man. I mean, in your probably in your late 20s or early 30s. How do you feel together with your wife and your family? How do you feel about this, you know, monumental milestone?
well, like I said, a lot of stuff in my life. I'm still trying to process a lot of things that are happening in my life from a positive standpoint. This hospital is just the beginning of things that we are going to be doing. And I've never really been carried away by the successful launch of the project. Like, bro, I have a huge dream. Like, my dream is so big, but I'm grateful for the step that I've already taken, and I can't wait to get started with other things. So I am not really carried away by this project, but I am grateful to God for being able to give the opportunity for me to do it.
Mhm. I love the fact that you're not carried away by this because there's still more things coming. But you're grateful for the opportunity to have done it from God. I love that. That's a powerful punchline there, Renee, and I love that because one thing that happened is that most people, most of our setbacks in lives are always as a result of our previous success. We all coming from Cameroon, and we had situations where people wrote advanced level, or mainly let's talk about O level, ordinary level, and they had like 11 A grades, and they went and sat on the lorries, and they were like, "Boy, I nailed it! I'm a very tough guy." Before you notice, they're having barely 2 E's in the advanced level of 3 because they over celebrated their previous success, and that kept them on the backseat to their
Yeah.
next success. And I love that mindset that you have.
I
A
did
lot
not finally share the link to my followers. I don't know if they're able to see that I'm live through your
Okay,
platform, but I really don't know. But I
okay,
would
perfect.
love that they should watch it.
Oh, of course, yeah, definitely they will watch it. Some will be joining us later.
Yeah.
And a lot of young people are watching us and them learning that after what you did in Cameroon, you are yet like not satisfied. You because still have other stuff you're working on. That's a huge inspiration that even after the biggest win, you don't have to stay satisfied and comfortable that you nailed it. You have to keep on pressing. Tell us, Renee, what major healthcare problem did you see that pushed you to take this action apart from the loss that you and your family experienced?
Like I said, the loss was simply because of certain medical challenges, right? For healthcare, we can't really mention certain things on the internet, but Cameroon is facing a lot of challenges in prenatal care. When I say prenatal care, I'm not a medical professional, so a lot of my vocabulary in this aspect might be judged, right? So, from a
That's
medical
okay.
perspective,
Mm-hmm.
most pregnant women in Cameroon at some point in the pregnancy have challenges. Some of these
Mm-hmm.
challenges ranges from a high level of malaria during pregnancy, risky,
Yep.
um, high blood pressure, which is very common among us Africans. And with some of these challenges, with limited monitors in our hospitals, limited personnel who are trained to handle the situations, you see the rate at which the babies die or mothers die during that period or during giving birth. You see, it's really, really high. Malaria too is very high. If you look at statistics, you see that malaria is a very huge problem, mostly in tropical Africa. So there's a lot of problem, but the one most important one that push us is the one that caused the loss in my family. But it's a step by step process, right? We are not able. to put a certain structure as a system yet to tackle some of the problem that we face. But we are very close. We are very close to having those monitors that will be able to help mothers to be able to know how their babies are doing, right? From early as 4 months, right?
Mhm.
Most pregnancies in Cameroon they go to clinics around 5 months, 6 months,
Mm.
right? Some of them don't even go to clinics or prenatal appointments. They don't show up. So it takes a lot to curb that, but it will take a lot of awareness or health campaigns to talk to the community, to get deep into the community and talk to them about the importance of going for appointment as early as 4 months, know the state of the baby and all that put together so that you can have a safe and sound pregnancy. So a lot of problems. There are a lot of problems in Cameroon. But the first thing is that we have to start from the basics going up.
Okay, that's beautiful. So, does your background in cybersecurity engineering shape the way you think at all? Does that shape the way you think at all?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Like I said, I've worked in the healthcare systems, right? I've secured healthcare systems, and the only thing that the only relationship between healthcare and cybersecurity is security,
Mm,
because healthcare is about security,
mm,
and you cannot practice security in a healthcare industry without understanding the basic healthcare
mm,
terminologies or basic healthcare systems, right? Like for
mhm,
example, in healthcare facilities, we deal with very sensitive information, like we call it in security PII or healthcare or sensitive information,
mhm,
right? Like people's diagnosis. You cannot have your computers open while people are just passing and seeing how you inserting data for patients, right? You know how that sensitive that is. So different regulations like that has taught me how to behave and how to be able to manage our systems in the hospital. We are trying not to even have papers in the hospital because even today, I was speaking with one guy in Germany who has a software system that we want to try. But we have one in our computer. We don't have papers. If you come to our hospital, we don't have papers. So that's the mentality that I'm trying to bring into the facility. We want to be paperless hospital as much as possible. So those are the IT related ideas that are bring taking me to relate to the hospital, how we can secure our facility, not from just from a physical perspective. Because when we talk about security, a lot of people only think that we're talking about a security guard or a gate or a dog. No, we're talking about software security, computer system security. So all of these things has helped me to be able to caution or talk to the staff about security because when a patient comes in and you diagnose a patient and the next person comes and they know about the other person's
yeah,
diagnosis, that's breach. And that
yeah,
hurts because it can shy a lot of patients away because you already know that when you go to this hospital, your diagnosis will be leaked and stuff like that. So we are very, very strong in our security in the way we treat patients' information. So, because of my background in IT, I've been able
mhm,
to enforce that level of security in our environment, not just from a physical perspective, but from a computer system perspective. So, yeah, that's how my IT background is shaping the way that I lead my institution in the health.
that's awesome. So,
Yeah.
are you the CEO or the director or the president and the CEO?
At the moment, I am the CEO, the founder. Like, as a startup, right, you kind of carry almost everybody along. So we are still structuring. I do have a team that is helping me to navigate through these early phases.
Mhm,
We have a team of I think 19 staffs,
mhm.
right? Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm just
Wow.
trying to navigate through this stage first before I can understand my position. I am feeling like before the end of this year, I
Yeah.
just want to move on from the hospital and focus on something else. So I don't know if I will be a CEO or not, but I just want to make sure that the impact that we intended is actually given. So I don't care about
That's
the
great.
position. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, and I love the fact that you're taking the northern experience. I mean, the Western experience into the healthcare in Africa. Like it is very common in the United States where we are. We've worked in hospitals before, and to see not to see papers in the hospital, like everything is tech wireless.
Yeah.
And I'm so
Hmm.
excited that you're bringing that experience to Africa, where you're actually implementing and reinforcing that technology in your hospital. And I think you should be one of the first hospitals in Cameroon to reinforce that. And kudos to your team. So
Yeah.
Rene,
There. Go
yeah,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
do you think that hospitals in Africa or in Cameroon are ready for the digital and the AI revolution?
We are far from there, but we will continue to make baby steps.
Okay.
The challenges that we are facing as an institution, most importantly, a healthcare institution, are so many, and we cannot digitalize the entire healthcare system in Cameroon. I will talk about Cameroon because I don't know about the other countries in
Mm,
Africa, but we kind of have similar challenges.
okay.
The the most troubling issue in Cameroon is
Mhm.
electricity.
Mm,
We don't have electricity. Second, we don't have good network systems, good internet service providers, right? So you cannot run a hospital or a paperless hospital without internet connection, and a computer cannot run without power supply.
mm,
So if we cannot have a consistent 1 month, not even 1 month, a consistent 1 week of constant electricity, you cannot run a hospital on complete paperless system because
mm,
there will be a time you will not have electricity.
mm,
It's a possibility. It's 100% possibility. You cannot go 1, 2, 3, 4 days without having uh, electricity issues. So we are very very far from there. To be able to solve this, we need to put our electricity system straight. Like I'm talking to you now, we have used generator for almost 2 weeks in the hospital.
mm.
So how can you succeed in running an institution where you spend about 17,000 francs for just for a day, 24 hours to run it consistently? It's not about the system. It's the system. I really don't want to get really, really deep. Like the challenges that we are facing is so much. And for us to change, it start with you and I, the people we meet in the offices. Do they really think about it? Like it is their thing or it's just about their own personal interest, right? Because some point you feel like giving up, just closing everything up and just moving on with your life because there will be stages where you get frustrated and you feel like you probably shouldn't be here. So there's a lot of challenges about internet connection. I've not Internet connection is a big problem. But most of these digital platforms or patient reporting platforms can work offline, right? But they cannot be efficient, right?
Yeah.
If you want to digitalize, if you want to use an AI to analyze anything or any analysis or
Yep.
whatever, you need a live system,
Yep.
right? You don't need a local server, local system in order to say you are digitalized because it's not never going to work.
That's right.
So we are going to take time to be there, but I hope that one day we can be there.
Mm,
You need to still have your ledgers, large ledgers in the hospital because you will not have light for some time. I've struggled. I've tried to get an automatic generator. I'm trying to see how we can get solar energy.
mm-hmm.
But how will you invest into these things if you don't have subsidies or you don't even have partners? You don't even have anybody, right?
Mm,
You're on your own and you have to do all of these things. But at the end of the day, the common man, which is the community, don't even
mm,
have enough. to even pay for their healthcare needs. So where are you going to generate the income in order to put all of these things together?
Mm.
Just for electricity, we have spent a lot of money just within this month, this period, but we have not been able to have it. So there are a lot of challenges that comes with putting things together like this. But I
Okay,
don't want
so
to
what?
sound discouraging.
Yeah, I love that. What do you expect? What do you what somebody watching or who's going to watch after could be interested to join you in building what you're building after. What are you expecting? Are you looking forward to partners and or sponsors or collaborators who can join forces with you so you can build that befitting healthcare facility? What are your expectations when it comes to collaboration and partnership, Renee?
Yeah, Oliver, I know that a lot of businesses only survive when they partner and collaborate. Right? We are open to listen to potential investors. This building is large. I don't think that the internet have even seen the entire building itself. We have not been able, even me, I have never been able to snap a full picture of that building. It's either I'm on the side or it's big. So there's enough space. As of now, we have not even occupied 50% of the space that we have. This 50%, I say 45% of the room. We still have enough space, and we want to listen to people who are driving toward the same direction that we are going. Let's say, for example, we have ophthalmology department is coming up by the end of this month, and then we have dentistry department that is coming up by August or September, and there are other departments. But when an investor is coming, they want to make quick money. There's no quick
Yeah,
money in this thing. It's going to take a
yeah.
long time for
Mm-hmm.
you to start to get something back if you
Mm-hmm.
can even get it. So a lot of people just want to say, I want to invest this amount of money, but I want to stay away from the business, and you give me this amount of profit back. But when are you going to start making profit? Some people don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be part of the business. They just want to. I know how they call it in economics. Those shareholders that stay away from the business but only care about the dividend, the profit that you share. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like motor vehicle business. It's not like any other business. It's a healthcare business, and sometimes it takes time to even get going. So we we are open to listen to people, but at the moment, most of the people that we talk to are just people that want to get things going fast. I don't know if we lost you
Yeah.
or you're still there.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've
of
spoke
course,
to
I'm.
I've also spoke
Mhm,
to some people who said, "Hey,
mhm,
I can come and take an office there and do something." I said,
mhm,
"Okay, come. You can come and rent an office, and then we can partner in marketing and other aspect, and you run and pay rents, and I don't know, man. There are a lot of opportunities that we can discuss if someone is interested. But for the meantime, I love challenges. I love to measure my strength, and I am capable of just measuring my strength and moving forward. So I'm not really curious about who is coming or who is not. So before I started,
absolutely.
I knew where I was going. So
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
answering your question. It's not like we're definitely looking out for anything like that. But if
I love
somebody
that.
thinks that makes sense,
Mhm.
we will listen.
I love that. I think this is very interesting. Um, my cameras here in the studio. Some security issues are happening here, so you have to diagnose this kind of camera default functioning. Well, I'll sort that out even as we ride on. This is so interesting, and I'm excited that you're open up for. I mean, how do you? Because a lot of people can come in with different ideologies and different expectations and different visions. How are you and your team? What are you and your team doing to actually ensure that you have the right people, even those are coming to rent space, and the right collaboration, not having people who come and divert the whole idea.
Like I said, we haven't had any concrete conversation in that direction. So we have no system set up for that yet. Because
Okay.
as of now, like I said, Oliver, I love to measure my strength. I love to see how far I can go. I don't want us to dwell in that aspect for now.
I
we
love
are
that.
we are not really interested, but we are open.
I love that. That's very clear. What are some hidden cybersecurity changes, hospitals or challenges hospitals are facing today, Rene?
I'm not very recent about things that are happening in healthcare recently or outbreaks, but as we maneuver through applications and systems, there are always high risks of data leakage or data breaches and stuff like that. So a lot of challenges are in to hospital systems. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So right now I've moved away from the healthcare system. Now I work with the motor vehicle company, and all the time we always have vulnerabilities, risks, and all that pertaining to systems. So not particularly healthcare, but every system that has connection or no connection is of high risk of getting exploited by the bad guys. So
Mm.
whether you're connected or not, there's high risk of being exploited, most especially in healthcare system. So we just have to watch out and stay safe.
Okay, I love that. There's always high probability of bridging or kind of getting into the system to invade. And okay, I'm happy that you putting on some measures to see how that can be prevented for your own hospital. What was the most difficult season while you were building this hospital or this project with your team?
Ooh. Every step from the acquisition of land to where we are is a challenge. But are you asking about the most challenging part of the project? I have never really, like I said, I'm a man of challenges, Oliver. I have no particular challenge because some of the challenges that we are facing, they are not things that you and I would like to sit here and talk about it because we know where we
All
are, we
right,
know the system where we find ourselves.
that's right. Yeah.
And those are the ones that we can only talk in the background.
Mhm.
Yeah, but throughout we have been good. All the small challenges that we face along the way, we have been able to maneuver through it, and nothing has really been more than us because it's not just me; it's a whole system, it's a whole team that work together. So,
Yeah.
I-
And
yeah,
Renee, you are talking about 19 staff that they're on the payroll. Boy, that is huge. That is so huge. So, how do you feel that at least 19 homes have been provided, at least a source of income from an initiative that came up from that you actually literally cooked it to with your wife, or how do you feel getting that kind of impact directly in the lives of these people? I never know their beneficiaries.
man, like I said, man, it's exciting. It's really fulfilling because one of the reasons why I put these things together is because I thought of that as an opportunity for medical graduates to be able to have a job. We don't only have medical personnel; we have cleaners, we have security, we have uh, we have other opinions that are coming up like cooks. We have ophthalmology, medical doctor, nurses, lab technicians. Man, it's just amazing to see people being able to smile and put food on their table because you are there, and I mean it's a blessing. There's nothing that I can really say, man. Like we are grateful for that because when I finished my advanced level, I struggled to even have a job. So if I'm able
Mm,
to provide a job for someone, then I
mhm.
should be grateful. So it's really, really, really. Sometimes I can't really process these things, but I can only say thank God for what we have been able to achieve and put together.
I love that, man. Let's talk about word creation. How to put an end to family
But we
struggles.
we cannot find you anymore, so you have to find your way back.
Yeah,
It's not really
it's
interesting
it's
for
it's
me.
it's yeah. It's like you're talking to wind, buddy. So
Yeah, you can unplug and plug back your camera. Are you using
yeah,
an
just
external camera?
just hold on. Yeah, let me. I'm using an internet camera. Let me just unplug and see what happens here. I join you back.
Yep.
All right, and then to our listeners, to our viewers, we're gonna be right back right away. Oh, so when you
Yes.
want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact. Because when you're talking to someone who doesn't look at you directly in the eyes, like the person is not sure what he's saying. And most of the time, when you're not sure what you're saying, you're lying. So eye contact, very, very important. When there's eye contact, there's rapport. When there's rapport, there's bonding. When there's bonding, there's connection. When there's connection, there's transmission of information. So eye contact is very important. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an executive, maintain eye contact with the people you're talking to there. That's very important. So when you want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact. Because when you're talking to someone who doesn't look at you directly in the eyes, like the person is not sure what he's saying. And most of the time, when you're not sure what you're saying, you're lying. So eye contact, very, very important. When there's eye contact, there's rapport. When there's rapport, there's bonding. When there's bonding, there's connection. When there's connection, there's transmission of information. So eye contact is very important. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an executive, maintain eye contact with the people you're talking to there. That's very important. Welcome back, everybody. This is the Global Speakers Advantage podcast, and this is your host, Oliver Shaw. And I'm here with an incredible guest, and it's not any other person but the one and only Rene Digger. So, welcome back, Rene. As we continue with the conversation, let us know which part of the world you're watching us from as we kick in. So, while as we kick off, let us know on the comment section which part of the world you're actually watching us from. I love this comment from Oga Enfield. Your type is rare, sir. More wins, working to see myself on the same table like you in the future. All right. Kayla is watching us from Yaoundé. Hi, Kayla. Great, great job. Great job. All right. So, where are you watching us from? Kayla is watching from Yaoundé, and then Oga is watching from Kribi. All right. So, okay, thank you so much.
Your volume is very, very low. I don't know why.
Okay, my volume is low. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but very, very. Can you turn it up a little bit?
Oh, let me just see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I have to stress to hear you.
Oh, no, sorry about that.
Maybe it's from my end. I can drop and join back.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. 1 second. Can you hear now? Is it better right
Now,
now?
can you unplug? Can you unplug your earpiece and plug it back?
Yeah, let me just do it. Oh. Did you hear me? Hello, hello.
It might be from my end. Let me drop and come back.
Okay, yeah, you do that. Let's see. Thank you so much, Oga, watching from Kribi. Thank you, Kayla, Elize, Kayla, watching from Kayla is watching from Yaoundé. Awesome, awesome. Serene is from your end. All right. So yeah, can you hear me? Kayla said that they can hear me very well. Can you hear me now, Rene?
Yeah, but I think I
Okay.
think there's something wrong with my device because the
Okay.
volume is very low from my end.
Oh no, sorry
But
about
we
that.
we can manage it like that. But I have to stress to hear you.
Oh, sorry about. So I will shout a little bit. Is that okay? Okay. All right. So thank you so much. So we were proceeding and continuing with our conversation, and we're like, okay, let's talk about what advice do you have to other young entrepreneurs and founders, and they are still scared of. When they think about the challenges and the struggle setting up business in Africa or in Cameroon, particularly, at times it scares them. Many people don't have the kind of heart that you have, Renee. What advice do you have to tell them based on the system you've
It's a
encountered?
very good question. Let me drop and come back again. I'll clear all my apps and see if this will be better.
Okay. All right. So great, 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 great. All right. So let us know which part of the world you're watching us from, and we will be so excited to read from you. All right. So enjoy this beautiful one. Even
Hello world, I'm called Professor Kisa. I'm the founder and executive director of DSR Academy and the co-founder of Dare TV Show. I am from Bamenda, Cameroon, and I am this week spotlight listener of Global Speaker Advantage podcast. Why do I tune in every Tuesday and Friday? Because this podcast doesn't just inspire, it ignites. It reminds me of my voice, my story, and my purpose, how it matters to the world, both locally and globally. Since I've been listening, I've gained insight from top global speakers on how to restructure my organization to create more impact. I've learned the importance of investing in my reputation. If you are out there watching, dream boldly, speak fearlessly, and keep watching Global Speaker Advantage podcast, because it's not just a show, it's a movement. Thank you very much, Oliver Sean, for creating this platform, and I am honored to be this week's spotlight listener of Global Speaker Advantage podcast.
all right. Thank you so much, Bertrand, for
Sorry
that.
about that. I can hear you now 100%.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay! We're winning. So, what
Yeah.
advice do you have to give? Akisa Bertrand is actually an entrepreneur who's based in Cameroon. We have a lot of young Cameroonians in the United States that want to go back and invest in the country, do one or two stuff, but they're scared. They don't have the kind of heart that you might be having, Rene. So, what do you have to say as an elder brother who has gone ahead, taking the risks, and is paving the way for others?
I don't know if I'm at the place to do that yet, but like I said, every baby step you learn. I'm not really an experienced entrepreneur yet, but I'm a huge risk taker. I know Betran is from my place.
Oh,
We're from the same place.
that's so beautiful.
So it's challenging to begin with, but if you set your mind on it, go for it. There's no problem that there's every problem does has a solution. It's just about you defining your path. Look at you today, Oliver, supporting me. Look at John Ita. John Ita was at my place supporting me.
Yeah.
How did I get this kind of support?
Mm,
Right? It's about the way that I position myself. It's the way that I represent myself, and the kind of network and energy that I build around my cycle. I have got to a point where if I have a car issue in Cameroon, I already have one or two people that will give me a car. You know,
wow.
if I have electricity issue, I already have one or two contacts that I will call at Sonai. So
Mm,
you have to start to build the network gradually to succeed in Cameroon. Anywhere is about the network. If you
I love
build,
that.
I was speaking with Daddy Chris today about network, and
Mm,
I posted something on my WhatsApp status where I said, if you think that you have an opinion, click. You know, people are tempted to click things. So I found out that I have so many contacts that I really even know that I have them, because
Okay.
Sometimes you are saving contact with little or no alignment in thought or little alignment in purpose. So at
Yep.
the end of the day, you are having a bunch of contacts, but you don't have a network.
Mm,
Connecting people through the WhatsApp or taking numbers doesn't mean that you're creating any valuable network. It's
yeah.
about the value that you people bring together. So, like I said, I I don't know if mine just came around through a blessing, but I've kind of set up that connection already. Even at
Mm,
my facility, if you watch the video, you kind of see some kind of personalities that were there right deep into the system.
yep.
So sometimes you have to start by that. That's the foundation because every step toward creating anything in Cameroon or I don't know about in other place is very challenging. From land survey to going through the council, you need to have someone at the council. You need to have someone. Like it's very challenging. It's not like we don't have a formal process of getting anything done.
I see.
So
So,
you just
okay.
have to build your network and trust yourself,
Hmm.
trust your ability, and go for it. Take the risks.
Take
That's
the
why when you
risk.
talk about partnership, I said if I take partnership into it, I might not even know how far I can go. So
Yeah.
I want to take this as my personal challenge to see how I can go.
How you can go. And I love this. And I know that you're up to it. You've always been up to bigger things.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I want to take this opportunity and say hi to John Eta, a very dear brother and friend. John Eta is watching us, I guess, from Douala, Cameroon. John is a great leader and is a great friend. I know John was in your launch in Cameroon, in Yaoundé, and I saw that is what that is the relationships we're talking about here. And John is that one that has always been there for all of us. Hey, John, thank you for
Yeah,
watching,
thank
brother.
you, John, for joining.
Yeah, appreciate. And so moving forward, Rene, you talk about something very important that some people don't see it from the perspective you're seeing it. So I was watching a podcast. I think that was kind of a podcast, and this guy said something so powerful. He said when it comes to favor in life, getting opportunities in life, getting breakthroughs in life, one of the things that must happen is that you have to get into a community, into a relationship with somebody. Like there's somebody somewhere waiting to bless you, waiting to partner with you, waiting to invest in your business. But you have to meet that person where the person is. You have to go to that community. You have to go to that network event to meet that person. And if you don't meet the person, he was originally intended to bless you, but once he doesn't know you, knows you, he have not seen you, he can never bless you. He can never network with you. He can never collaborate with you. He can never support your vision. What do you have to say on the importance of how entrepreneurs and young people watching us right now can begin to strategically build networks for themselves for whatever they're doing? Because most of the time, success only happen through a network, through somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows some. What has been working for you, Rene, when it comes to networking?
I mean, my network is amazing. I told you when I was in Cameroon, I used Daddy Chris car. Nobody even know. I'm even saying it now.
Wow.
I've never met him before.
Mm,
My car got an issue and I
yeah.
had to use his car. So what most of this thing is about this generation is a generation that doesn't have patience.
Mm,
For us to build the network that we like, you have to be patient. You have
mm,
to start by building yourself. The thing is that network doesn't just happen because you get up in the morning and go to one meeting or go to one occasion. You dress
yeah.
up and go to that occasion.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that what are you taking to that occasion,
Mm,
right? From an intellectual standpoint or from a community standpoint, from a social standpoint, what are you
mm,
bringing? Because
mm,
when I look at network, it's like you are bringing something into something, right? If I
mm,
don't find any value to connect with you,
mm.
there's absolutely no reason.
Yep.
Like I
Yep.
was speaking with Daddy Chris today, that some people save your numbers to in case.
Mm-hmm.
In those kind of aspects, I don't know tomorrow. Like I don't do those kind of things. I am
Yeah.
connecting with you because I found something in you,
Yep.
and it has to be something that I have that you don't have, that we are able to see into each other and how we can connect and do something. If
Yeah.
I see you are just a normal blogger that you don't have any other things that you give out,
Mm-hmm.
I will reach out to you and send my promo, and then you do it, and that's it for for
There we
us.
go.
So sometimes people have to start by building themselves
Mm-hmm.
before
Mm.
finding connection.
I love that.
When I started construction in this constructing this facility, one of the political figure that came there, he's a neighbor there. He was the one that called me when he came and learned from my dad that we are building a hospital. Say, wow. He took my number and called me. You know, these elderly people, when he called me, I was like, maybe I got into an issue or something, or my family got into an issue. I don't even understand who is speaking. He took his time to express how he felt about the project and open up to support me when he can. Why? What prompted him to be able to take a phone and call me? Because I'm
Mm.
maybe I can be his grandson by
Mm.
age. So
Yeah.
what
Wow.
prompted him to do that is because he found something in me that he doesn't see commonly in the
Yeah.
community. Right? You
That's
can't
right.
make a friend like you like that. You can't go and make a friend with a class five uh, student, right? Or from five students somehow,
Yeah.
unless it's a business connection.
Yeah.
So something have to prompt it. So me, I
Mm.
believe that if you continue to build yourself, you build value around yourself, you build certain kind of influence around your personality.
Mm-hmm.
Connection will have to connect. Connection will happen naturally.
Mm.
You don't even go for it. You find
Mm-hmm.
it. You find it connecting. So I don't know
Yeah.
how to put it in big grammar like you guys, but if you work on yourself, you build yourself strategically. You don't
Yep.
need to go for connection.
Mm-hmm.
Connection begins to sync.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say synchronization.
Mm-hmm.
I just find something in you that I feel like we kind of have something related.
Mm-hmm.
Before we started connecting, we have never said, "Oh, I want to reach out, so if something we can talk
Yeah.
about." You just found
Oh yeah. Yeah.
something
Yeah.
connecting,
That's right.
right? You see it. Uh,
Yep.
Grand John Eta was there at the hospital when I was traveling to Cameroon. I was even ashamed that, hey, when are you coming? I said, hey, I'm on my way. He said, when you get to Cameroon, tell me.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him the flyer. It was just like a couple of days to that day. He showed up with his friends. So how
Mm.
does that happen? It happened in an in a situation where you don't even feel like you have something, but people find something in you that they think that they can support. They see the vision, they see everything. Things happen. I used to watch him as a very big person, right? But now he found something in me that he feel like, yeah, I need to support this guy because he's driving toward a direction which I like. So those are the kind of things that some people will just come and send a long message trying to address their background. Say, I am this, this, this. If you are what you are, you don't need to pursue people.
I
People will
love that.
see it. People will see it.
I
Sometimes
love
I
that.
post a lot of nonsense on my page, but the people that knows me knows who I am.
I love that.
That's what I think.
So this is very interesting, Rene. So I did a video yesterday, and I was talking about the university experience. Every
Mhm.
single year, thousands of millions of students are graduating from university. 3 years down the line, many of them are still invisible, broke, looking for somebody to rescue them. And this is a big shame as to the university systems, to those who are not trying to build system that can provide employment and sustainability to these young people that graduate from school. Now, if let's hypothetically, a young woman or a young man is listening to you right now, about to graduate from university, who has graduated from university, this is 3 years down the line. They're still looking for a job. They are still trying to find value to their lives. What do you have to say to any person listening to us right now who is at that season in his or her life on how to start it and make it in life?
I don't want to blame it on the school. I know that most often we are talking about school system. Our problem has kept around a lot of factors, not just about school.
Mm,
Because in an economy that is working, everybody, being it skilled or unskilled, should be able to earn a living.
mm,
I've had people here who have never been to college, but they have never lacked money to pay their rent.
Mm-hmm.
So our system is not set up in a way that support private sectors.
Okay.
In this country, I've never worked with the government. The
Okay.
mentality with us back home is that you have to finish school and have a job
Mm-hmm.
with the government. It's not like that. I've never worked with the government. I don't even think I have to work with the government.
Mm-hmm.
So if our system, when I'm talking about the system, you know what I'm talking about. If our system is
Yeah.
able to support private sectors, private initiatives,
Yeah.
if I wasn't someone that I like to push things, this thing I'm doing would have been shut down a long time ago.
Mm.
My dad always called me and said, "Oh, dad," I said, "Don't worry, nothing is stopping us." There are certain kind of charges that you pay for stuff that shouldn't even exist in the first place. So
Yeah.
I just don't want to be saying that it's the school system. It's the entire system.
Okay. So it's a
Something need to,
foundational.
yeah, something has to be done. Something really need to be done. But
Okay.
I just use this opportunity to beg those who are in offices that they should just think about the country, think about the citizen,
Mm-hmm.
because it's really terrible, man. It's really terrible if you see the level at which you get exploited for little things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're building a hospital in this country, you know what it means. You might never even buy a bed, but in that facility, we are accountable for every single thing, right up to every single thing. But we still have to go through a lot of bureaucratic, a lot of man. But I would like to encourage young people, including myself, to build our own system that will work for us. Be your own system that will work for you. If you are within your family and you feel like something needs to be done, design your own architect.
Mm-hmm.
Find your own way for your own family to be able to see the limelight. Don't
Mm-hmm.
blame it on the government. I
I
used
love
to
that.
I used to bring this policy that one bush faller in a family, one single bush faller in one family. Not that some people are anti bush fallers will say no. I used to say this 2 years ago on my live session. I don't do live sessions anymore. I don't have the time. If a family of 8 is able to sit down, design a path towards world building, world creation,
Mm-hmm.
or how to turn things around. I
Mm-hmm.
know that that's not what we did, but this can work.
Yep.
Find an incredible young, hardworking man or woman. Hustle a certain amount of money. Study one country abroad. For me, I would say Canada or US. I don't know about any other location. Push that person there. Let that person be the flag bearer of your family in that location.
Mm.
That person will go there and start to change things around.
Mm.
For the system, how to crack the system in Cameroon to become successful, I have no cheap code for that. This is the only process, this is the only thing I can tell you. People will be like, oh, you can raise 10 million and start a business.
Mm.
You don't know how much the system will absorb from the 10 million. You don't know how much you are going to incur. Some people are like, oh, 10 million will start me a business, a store. You don't know about taxes. You don't know about electricity. You don't know about whatever, the unforeseen and stuff. You might end up not even starting the business, but the 10 million has already gone.
Mm.
So if this works for you, fine. If you want other roadmaps, you can contact me. We can do other, like, every family just have to design their own roadmaps. If you
Mm.
see that ENS is possible, you
Mm.
see that whatever field is possible, don't be looking at individual successes. Like I said in our previous live conversation,
Mm-hmm.
my maybe you are just seeing the hospital, you're just seeing stuff.
Yeah.
My mentality is not about me. It's about the impact. It's
Yeah.
about what you are able to do within your family,
Mm-hmm.
within your cycle, within your network. So if something that is working for somebody, go toward that person
Yep.
and learn. And if there's a family that you see them only going into the state registered nurses, you think that you can push your own to go there, link toward them and study the process, because
Mhm.
everything there's a process. You just think
Yep.
that you go and drop your paper and go enter and write and pass. There's a process. Even if you have to write and pass, you have to study through a certain process.
Hmm.
So I don't want to blame the government. They are trying their best. No government has ever hired everybody.
Absolutely.
And here you see people are graduating with masters in business administration, banking, finance, and all that stuff, and they still end up not having the jobs that they went to school to study. The thing is that
Exactly.
we don't really have the knowledge, because most of our families, when they come over here, they do nursing, which is something that the jobs are very available. Some
Hmm.
into IT, but other fields we don't know. Tell me
Hmm.
about any other person that you know in your cycle that is not nurse in the US or is not an IT, who is on doing any other job like banking or different other sectors. Just
Lawyer.
few, right? Just few.
Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
just few. So there are still fews that if you are not well oriented, you're still gonna get lost. And who will you blame now in a foreign land? A
Yeah.
government
Nobody.
or yourself? So it's just about your
Nobody.
self orientation and seek for advice and mentorship if you have to. So
I love
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Really, most young people in Cameroon and other parts of the world, they are very fond of jumping to blame the government, jumping to blame their
yeah.
parents, jumping systems, communities, uncles, aunties. What advice do you have to say about them stopping the blame game and then seeing what they can do with their lives? Because nobody is going to come to rescue some of us.
Um, if I've blamed before, so I've actually
So
blamed
you're
before.
being a victim, okay?
Yeah. So um, if sometime we say nobody's really coming to save us, I'm not really a fan of that statement. Reason being that one person have to be there for another person, bro.
Okay.
You can't get these things by yourself. I know that sometime I want to take all the credit and say, oh, I got this, I got that, but there have to be somebody that push something, that push something, that push somebody to get something done. So I used to really blame my background. Sometime when I was growing up, I told you I've been through my secondary school all through by myself, right up to today. I'm not taking credit from my parents, but from 2009 right up to today, I was just fighting for myself. But
Mhm.
now I can't sit now and be like, oh, I was fighting alone. And I was fighting alone, but there was a special being. There was a special being, which is God, that was designing that part for me. So I have to give that credit to God. Should in case someone who is not that blessed, who doesn't have that grace like me, he need you and I.
Mm,
God
mm,
will have to go through you and I to hit our heart to push that person. That's
mm,
why our policy in our family is about hand holding. There's
mm,
nothing like, oh, don't blame me. I'm that. You have to hold one person's hand. That person will hold another person. It's a chain. So, but
mm,
if you don't find that in your family, you have to start it. And to start
mm,
is very strong. It's very
mm,
difficult. So, like I said, man, you can't really blame people, but at some point
mhm.
you have to blame people. They were in front so that God sent them in front so that they can hold your hand.
Yeah.
They can hold each other's hand. You know,
Yeah.
back then when we were in secondary school, we used to count on our uncles who were right.
Uh-huh.
We used to
Yeah.
count on your brother who's already in the university.
Yep.
But the sad thing is that most of them did not even pay attention to what was happening in our life. Or
Yeah.
little counseling, or a pen, or a ruler, or something would have pushed you. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to rely on people giving me everything, but be working towards something so that when people are meeting you,
Hmm.
they should meet you at a certain point in your life.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
If they like, I used to ask one of my friends, how much have you raised? Let's
Mm-hmm.
see what we can do. In
Mm-hmm.
1 2 years, he has not raised anything. There's
Mm-hmm.
no way that a grown up person will just sit and they come and carry everything about your life
Yeah.
to the top. So you have to be making those baby steps. Why people step up to help you, you are there to
Mm-hmm.
help yourself. Because even the Bible says
Yeah.
God helps those who help
Those who want to
themselves,
help
right?
themselves.
So,
That's right.
but
And the
bro,
Bible and the
mhm,
Bible also says something very interesting. To whom more
mhm,
is given, more is
more is
expected.
expected. Hmm.
So I love that. Now, last Sunday I had a very strange experience in church. So I went to church. There's a particular spot where I sit anytime I go to church. So
Mm-hmm.
you know that Sunday you get up, you're trying to finish a course, you finish reading a book that you've been reading, and before you notice, it's late to go to church, right? So I eventually arrived church, and there was an activity going on the stage. I did not want to distract everybody entering the church. I just sat at the back pew. So when I sat in my back pew there, after the service, a gentleman of, I think he could be 69 to 75, 80 years, he walked up to me like, Oliver, what happened? I didn't see you in front of the church singing and dancing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? And I was like, oh my gosh. I realized something very powerful from that experience, that a lot of people are fired up, they're inspired, they're motivated by the position we have taken in society, but the things we do in society, in the community, they don't tell us, but they just feel excited when they see us there. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
Yeah.
right now, I am happy. A couple of your fans on Facebook are saying some very amazing things about you. The fact that you're showing up, the fact that you did all the things you've done already is a great motivation and inspiration to a lot of people. Plus myself, plus myself, because, and you never have an idea, you don't have an idea how many people you are inspiring directly or indirectly from what you're doing. Why do you have to stare to somebody who is about to give up because he feels like nobody's looking at me, nobody watches me, nobody cares? Until they failed and people are like, oh, I was looking up to you, you disappointed me. What do you have to say, please, to these people?
Ask the question one more time.
Yeah, so the question is, a lot of people are watching us, but we have no idea, and they'll only come to join the rest of the world to shame us when we falter or when we fail. So
Fail.
what do you have to tell people who parents that keep people are looking up to them, entrepreneurs that others are inspired by their works, their initiatives, their
Mhm.
services, what they are doing in the community, and they are about to give up because they think nobody really cares.
Well, my thought on that, I always say that it's okay to give up. Uh, People always argue why. There's a strategic giving up. There's
Okay.
a strategic giving up, and there's actually giving up. The one that you give up. I don't know if this is my own kind of stuff that I'm trying to think by myself, but
Okay.
there's strategic give up and there's complete give up. Strategic give up is an aspect or in the process of doing something, you consistently fail and you have not
Okay.
been able to make progress.
Hmm.
So instead of standing still, you want to strategically drop. There's ego in business, there's ego in personality. And a lot of people don't want to hear that they were building a hospital and they fail and they transform it into a school. So there's no problem with giving up and switching gears, right? If gear one is not going, you put it on gear two. It doesn't mean that you have given up on gear one.
No, you're coming back to
Right.
it.
So the gear one is just not having the strength to carry the
Hmm.
engine. So you,
Yeah.
you just put a purse on that and pull it to another direction. So I always like to say that when designing a solution, have a backup strategy. I
Hmm.
know that this is mostly technical IT stuff, but
Yeah.
you don't want to fail. You want to fail over,
Mm.
right? I can repeat that. You don't want to fail, but you want to fail over. While
Mm.
you're building a school, what if the government comes to compete with you in that location? What will you fail over to? So
Mm.
fail over is a process by which you want to. It's a sustainability process, right? A sustainability process where you say if one doesn't work, you move to another one. But
Yeah.
with this ego mentality that I'm the CEO of Holy Grace, how will Holy Grace turn into a nursing home or a school?
Hmm.
People don't want to take that break or that challenge of stepping that down and taking a different direction. So if you are struggling to build something, I always encourage that you have a strategy.
Mm.
You just define your strategy on
Yeah.
fail over and how you can back up yourself when you fail. So failure is part of the process. I have failed a lot of time. Like I said in the other session, I had to write my first school and at a common entrance twice. Am I a
Okay.
failure in life? When I
Nope.
failed the first school, people were laughing at me like, "Oh, this guy." I'm not a failure in life, right? So failure is not a point, full stop in your life. It's just that particular stage that did not work out. So
Mm-hmm.
use it as a stepping stone to learn and evolve.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I used to tell my guy, the guy who's working with me as a secretary,
Mm-hmm.
that don't take this as a challenge. I always write to my staff like we have electricity issue for like 2 weeks now. I'm always telling
Yeah.
them, don't take this as a challenge. Don't be
Yeah.
discouraged by these things. Some of them are surprised the way I conduct myself towards some of these things. I'm like, if electricity doesn't fail, we are not going to think about solar.
Mm.
So it's that failure that is pushing us to think.
There
If
we go.
everything start to work out for you now, you will never think. Look at what
Yep.
AI is doing to our brain. How many of us
Yep.
are thinking? Right? So
True.
because everything now is very smooth, so nobody want to think. So I like
Yep.
challenges. I really love challenges. I love when things don't work out.
I
So
love your
as an
mindset.
entrepreneur or a student or wherever trying to build a system,
Mm-hmm.
expect it to fail, expect it to not work, so that you use the opportunity
Yeah.
to go.
And what you're saying, Renee, is very true and powerful. I just learned this. I learned this afternoon, not even long ago, that every failure that we experience in life, even as children of God, is always for our good. There's something God wants us to learn from that experience that will pivot us for the next big breakthrough He is positioning us for. And most of the time, if you don't learn the lessons that that failure brings to you or brought to in your life, you can never get that promotion to the next level.
Never.
And
Mhm.
this is so powerful. What is the greatest challenge you had working with young people, Renee?
Like I'm a young guy too, very active, right? So
Yeah,
all of us are facing the same challenges.
there we go, buddy.
The how do we call it? The scrolling syndrome.
Okay.
I call it the scrolling syndrome. You
Mm,
understand what that means? I can
mm,
explain because most of these things are just me designing my own stuff. The scrolling syndrome is the internet syndrome. The
okay.
the ability to stay too connected, but not
Mm,
connected for a good purpose. Like for example, you see a lot of this personages are online and just scrolling,
yeah.
scrolling, and it's a very difficult stage. We are in a very difficult generation now, and to have a 100% focus, including myself,
Mm-hmm.
I have that syndrome too, scrolling syndrome. I will scroll and scroll and scroll before I know it's 10 p.m. Stuff like that. So if you're a young guy still trying to figure out your life, take an opportunity of this age to study, learn new things, find way to build more value. Because the more you're scrolling, the more you're wasting your life.
Mm,
1 hour of scrolling is 1 hour of waste. You will say that it's entertainment, but you have to manage that time.
mm-hmm.
That scrolling syndrome. I've When we
So,
opened our hospital,
mm-hmm.
I I bought an Android watch for all the staff. This
Okay.
Android watch that you can synchronize your phone and have it on your phone, so that it can limit the time they spend on their phone.
Mm.
All of them have watch
Okay,
it
the
on
smartwatch. I
the
love it.
smartwatch. So if you are caught using your phone when it's not your designated break time, you're being taken a point. We have a
Mm,
12-point disciplinary system. So if you finish your 12 point, we don't have to tell you to go. You're
mm,
automatically going. So things like that. So it's very difficult to work with the people who are in their prime, like in their prime age. They're very active. They want to see everything that's happening on the internet.
mm-hmm.
But if you're working in a very delicate environment like a healthcare system, 1 second, one
Yeah.
second can be very expensive. It can be very costly.
Yeah.
So I've tried my best. I'm trying my best to see how I can make them my friends.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm talking to them, even when I'm on site, you will never know that I'm their boss, because I want them not to fear me.
Mm-hmm.
but to respect me and to understand that we are not in a military camp, right? We are in an environment where we can say no and stand for it, and not seeing me and running away, but seeing me and standing with confidence that you are doing the right thing. So it's
Okay.
challenging, and I'm trying to move away from too many young people. But at the end of the day, what is the impact that we want to create?
Mm-hmm.
I want to build young people
Mm-hmm.
from ground up. We want to build as youth. We
Yep.
don't want to be a facility and then you go and have 67 years old people
Mm-hmm.
trying to deal with them with their lot of things happening in their life, aging and stuff like they would never reason like me.
Mm-hmm.
One issue will turn to another one and stuff like this. So I need the young minds in order to war with them, but there have to be a lot of caution and talking and coaching and stuff like that, including myself. Sometimes I get carried away
Yep.
through the syndrome. So that's
Okay.
the most challenging thing that we are facing now.
Okay. I,
Yep.
I, I, I really admire that. So when I was going through a particular conversation,
Mm-hmm.
this guy said one of the things that distract people from their visions, especially young people like us, he calls that the three G's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, goal, glory, and gratification. Self
Mm-hmm.
gratification, goal, glory, and self gratification. So, what are you doing as a leader, a young leader, a founder, uh, to 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 actually stay focused to the vision God has called you to, and what advice can you give to the people watching us here? Because there's always that temptation, that distraction that comes either as browsing through the computer or get into relationship you're not supposed to get into, or trying to gain some because of ideologies and ego, trying to gain some kind of respect from people, even by all costs. What are you doing to get to not to get into that trap? And what advice can you give to the people watching us right now, even the young founders?
Like some of these are a lot. I think we are asking questions that we should be asking in 1 or 2 years, right? But I will still answer them because 2 months of
Okay,
experience or 3 months of experience is still experience.
that's right.
I started working with youths in this project right back in 2023 when we started. Right, all the construction engineers, they are still people that were employed. Right, it's not
Mm,
like we are dealing with more professional set of human being right now. But in the construction side, we still have people. We hire like 20 people, 30 people working in the shanty at the same time.
mm,
And it's difficult because the same time you are dealing with the people that you was once taught by them.
mhm,
Either you're dealing with your teacher, or you're
mm,
dealing with someone who was your senior in school, or
mhm.
you're dealing with someone who was in school with you and who even have a better advantage financially than you.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of um psychological aspect in this, but for me, I know what is good, and most of my time I try to be respectful because irrespective of whatever, even if I give you a job, I have to be respectful because in another side of the wall, I am somebody's worker, right?
yeah,
So I have to treat you the way I expect my other boss to treat me. So it's a 50-50 thing. But logically, you just have to trust your instinct, believe in the things that you said they are right, and do not compromise them for anything.
I love
And
that.
if you are dealing with a family member, you have to set the boundaries. That in this aspect, this is business, this is system. And in this system, if you are in, you're going to follow all the protocols set
Mm-hmm,
up for the system to function.
mm-hmm.
If they are going right, don't stop and say, oh, it's because it's my elder brother or it's someone we school
Yeah,
together. I want you to be the first person to lead.
there we
So
go.
you have to be my pathway toward implementing anything because the moment you shift back, everybody will be like, what have you done? You have to stay focused so that others can learn. So if you are building something, the most important thing is that before involving relationship into it, study it. Study very well. And you before you hire in the first place, know how you like I don't know how I can put it in real English, right? There are people that you can hire and it becomes difficult to fire.
Mm,
Don't put yourself in a situation where you know that you cannot take decision on that person.
mm,
That is a burden. That person is not your employee. Because if you have an employee that you cannot fire at any time,
mhm.
it's already a burden to you.
That's right.
So with that, if you are starting something,
Hmm.
I know that you bring opportunities and you're able to support your community and your environment. But if you want to go by emotion, the business will collapse,
There we go. There
right?
we go.
So you have to study all of these things to make sure that the person you are bringing in, you can fire them. Don't hire someone you cannot fire. I
There we
saw
go.
Mr. Chris posted one day that he cannot do business with somebody that he cannot send to jail.
There we go.
I am in support of that because you cannot send your brother to jail. It's difficult.
Hmm.
So somebody will be asking like, how will you have a hospital and your brother is a doctor and you don't hire your doctor, you don't hire your
Hmm.
brother. Me, I don't have a problem if I have my junior sister who's in dentistry school. I'm already making her understand that we are opening a dentistry department, but if you come there, you will have to be under somebody and you have to take instruction under that person. And if I see that it's not something that is going to make sense, once you graduate, I don't know if you will come over across this video. Once you graduate, I'll go and buy a dentistry chair,
Hmm.
set up an office for her somewhere in another location in another town or somewhere. Stay there and be your life. Don't come and because you
Yeah.
and I can have our problems and you put it into the business and the business will fall. And if the
Yeah.
business fall, 20 people over more than
Exactly.
many
Yeah.
families will suffer just because of you.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things that we have to put emotions aside
Yep.
and
That's
deal
right.
with the protocol, the system that we set up. So it should work for everybody.
There we go.
So those are the things that I would say. It's difficult to push your family aside, but bro, you have to do sometimes you have to take those decisions for the systems to work.
That's right.
If you lead by emotions, I don't lead by emotion. Yeah, I sometimes I get up in the morning. If you give me a hard time, I will write, just sit down, write a letter and send to you to take a break from the business because me, I like things to work. If
That
the
we.
staff is in some kind of situation where she doesn't deliver or he or she doesn't deliver, I
Hmm.
think that she's disturbed psychologically, all of those things. I can just write you and administratively look for someone to cover you so that you can go and take a break, take care of your life, and then when you're ready to come back, you can come back.
There
So
we
that
go.
the business doesn't run on emotions, it runs on administrative protocols
I
and
love that.
policies and procedures. So, yeah.
Mm. What a culture! I love the culture you're inculcating there at the Holy Grace. Second to the last question: what
Okay.
legacy do you want to have in the next 20 years, or you want to keep it in the next 20 years?
Man, I don't know if you are talking from a personal perspective or
Yeah,
a
personal perspective.
community perspective. I've completed everything I ever would dream of doing.
Oh
Maybe I
wow!
sound like it might be too rude to say, but to me, I'm happy with my life. I'm happy for what I've been able to do for
Okay.
my family. It's because you don't know. I'm happy. I am. If I don't do anything right now until the last day, I feel like I've come. I've actually,
Wow!
you know, when the Caesar said "Vini, Vidi, Vici," right? I have come, I've saw, and I've conquered. I've
Wow!
done all what I believe. I mean, bro, for the community, I just want to be seen as someone who have people at heart. Most of the people I've been able to impact are not even my family. One of
Mm.
my followers watching here, which I'm a very huge customer of her, just from Facebook.
Wow!
I've been buying almost all my electronic devices from her, Kayla. She's a very great lady.
Mm.
I met her, I think, on TikTok. I don't even know. She have other stories that I don't want to be the one talking about. She supply computers to our facility, computers and TVs and projectors, everything. So I just those are the little impacts that sometimes I just see it and be proud, be excited that through my effort, someone was able to have a good sale for that
Mm.
day. That's it. You don't want
Yeah.
to. It's not about. hotels or structures.
Yep.
It's about the little things. You know,
That's right.
impact is about the little things that you do that
That's right.
matters. So I am grateful for those moments, and I hope that I'm able to do more. But for now, we will continue to push, man. Imagine you
Um,
going to bed knowing that someone who collapsed on the way. I was supposed to have a meeting with my doctor before our call, but he was just sent me a video that some one emergency came in. There's an accident or that. You just start to think that imagine that hospital was not there.
just
That
imagine.
person would have moved away another 2 or 3 miles to find a hospital. You don't
Mm,
know what would have happened. So the
mm,
lives that we are saving, the C-section delivery, all those different kind of stuff that you see that are really helping families to gain confidence about themselves, be able
mm,
to, have good health. Those things are really things that really
yeah.
matters to me. When sometimes when my accountant send figures, I don't even read. It's only
Uh-huh.
when my eyes are red or sometimes I want to see, I go and start to read. For her, she'll be analyzing that today we only have few consultations. Blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
Me, I'm not really interested about the figure. I'm interested about the impact
Yeah.
that the place is giving. If we're able to have an income that is able
Mhm.
to run and keep the place going, pay staff and take care of the hospital, bro, I don't have no problem because
Yeah.
I don't live. One of my friends said, "You don't even have to worry because you don't live by the hospital." Or I don't know how he put it. Like it's not the hospital that is feeding my family, right? So
Mhm.
statements like that because
Mhm.
I have a system that is working. I still push my career. I'm still looking forward to continue my degree in cybersecurity. So I'm not looking back into that thing
Yeah.
and feeling excited that I got stuff figured out.
Mhm.
No, like I said, we are looking forward to have. I was speaking with one guy. We are looking forward to get a land in another location,
Yeah.
trying to strategize for the next 2 years,
Mhm.
and also looking into different industries, right? Maybe educational sector as well as different sectors. So we are looking to do more things. But my
I
focus is that the system that we set for the hospital should be able to function even without me.
I love that. And for
So
those who
yeah.
watching, listening to Mr. Rene, we need profit in that hospital, guys. You have to work so hard. We need profits. We need
I don't know,
profit.
man. If
Yeah.
you want to wait for profit, you wait for a very long time.
Yeah. We have to.
You know how much we put there? It's a lot.
That's a
When
lot of billions.
one journalist from Star newspaper came in and was asking me, "How much do you think that you put here?" Like, I called the guy because I don't look at the figures.
Yeah.
The guy who's registering all the expenditures, we are about 500 million. It's like
Wow.
I want to put on the paper that you have invested about five. I said this thing is more than that, but I don't want you to
Yeah.
put those kind of figures to scare
Yeah.
people. When will you
That's
be able to work that money?
yeah. That's huge,
When?
buddy. That's really huge. So, Rene, a last question for you is: if you were to write a rule that the world will adopt and everybody live by that rule, what would that be?
Wow, this is a tough question. Question.
Hmm.
I have to answer it.
Yes, and even your children will live by that rule, and your
Yeah,
family.
it's very
Yeah,
simple. Humanity first. Let's help one another.
I
There's
love that.
absolutely no reason to have everything and enjoy it in while others are beside you suffering. Let's
Mm,
help one another. My role will be hand holding. I know
mm,
that might not be good grammar to put it, but hand holding. If you
mm,
are on top of the ladder, hold the other person to climb the ladder.
mm,
Right? If you're on top of the mango tree, shake it so others can pick it down and eat. Right? Don't wait for everybody to come and try to find a rope to climb. Shake it if you're up there and there are opportunities for you to shake the branch so that the mango can fall down and everybody eat. Because some
mm,
people are like, I struggle, I did this, or I that, and at the end of the day, they always explaining themselves. But everybody must not be the same. Everybody must not go through the same route. If
yeah.
you can make things easy, make it easy.
Mm,
Sometimes when my junior brother asked me for fee, I have another one in nursing school. He was
mm,
calling me the other day. I was like, how much is left? He said two something. I was like, how much have you saved? Just
Hmm.
sometimes out of frustration, I'm asking how much have he saved. I know he has
Exactly.
not saved anything
Hmm.
because he's not in a position to even do that. But I
Hmm.
always say this: if you have the opportunity to put a smile on someone's face, do
Hmm.
it. Just through this
Okay.
conversation, and it can be anything. It must not be
I,
changing someone's life. You don't
I
know
love
what
that.
changing someone's life is. Might just be a
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah. That's so cool.
So
So some school of thought they say that if you want to help somebody, you want to help somebody who can open his hands so that you can easily help the person by carrying the person. Because if the person stands still, it'll be
mhm.
difficult for you to just come and grip somebody who is standing still. And by standing still could be like you want to help somebody who doesn't want to help himself. So this is like we're closing the curtains of this conversation. How do you navigate the complexity of trying to lead people up that don't have the character, they don't have the foundation, they don't have the stamina to stand even after you help lift them up?
I know that when we talk about helping people, it's not everybody that will get help. All right.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
um, we have a strategy. My brother and I, we always have our own strategy there. We are looking at the next valuable person.
Mm.
Who is the next valuable person in your family, Oliver? You know it. I don't want you to
Yeah.
mention it.
Yeah, of course.
How is that person positioned?
Mm.
It's not like if you can help everybody, you one person in the quarter smoking and doing whatever will just
Mm.
get help because you are the leading figure or whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
about strategic positioning. Who is the next valuable person? The next valuable person in my philosophy is about who is building up that character, that
Yeah.
value that will take the next step. Because you know it's a chain thing. I'm holding your hand so that you can hold another person's hand. I'm not going to hold your hand for you to come and stand and be looking at places. So
I love that.
that's how the thing have to function. But at the end of the day, we have to boil down to a certain kind of exceptions. There are some people that are never going to be that valuable person.
Mm-hmm.
But a certain kind of way you can still be valuable, you can still support them because even no matter what, there's
Yeah.
some people that will end up just drinking and doing and whatever. So you just have to make sure that when you go to the village, you're driving your good car around the village. You don't see someone with cigarette coming to your car and begging you for something. So sometimes do build a system that can work for everybody, right? Like say for example, you have a school,
Mm-hmm.
but you have other people within your cycle that are working, not as professional or maybe just as support staff. We have two cleaners, right? These people do not go to the school the same way the others went, right? So you can find a system that can either work locally and work with inclusion than just being with the next valuable person from an educational perspective. So this one I'm saying I've not implemented. So some of my family should not come and listen to it and come and bash me on. I say you're saying all these things. We have not seen what you have.
You know,
We are just great thinkers that we are thinking and
yeah,
speaking. So
yeah.
that is a
Renee,
disclaimer. Hmm.
yeah, you will never help everybody, and the people that we can help them. The people that you help them. It's not everybody that I mean, like even Jesus did not really heal everybody. So you're not
Yeah,
exceptions. And
yeah.
so, Renee, what are your last words?
Whew. My last word will be those that are watching me continue to stay focused, build value, build something around your life that makes sense to you. Because if it makes sense to you, it will definitely make sense to somebody. Like Kayla is here. Kayla delivers all the equipments to me to my hospital. I don't know about her educational background, but she is a great businesswoman. So I know her as a businesswoman. And you have to build something unique about yourself. I know that social media, I did not even actually spend time with her because she came for the occasion, but I was just up. She came to visit the other time I went out. So build something around your life that stands out. It can be anything, and
Mm.
people should know you for that thing. Unique. Because people know you as a great speaker, right?
Mhm.
I've never watched you in a physical uh, gathering,
Conferences,
right?
so
Right,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I've always seen you on remote conferences where you're posting about you. So you kind of build that brand that tied to your profile.
Hmm.
Now, I have people on the internet who are having this growing syndrome, right? At the end of the day, they don't find any value. They don't build any value around that. You will
Mm.
see a very nice person, and then out of the sudden you click on the profile because I'm someone who is very sensitive. Sometimes when you make a certain kind of comment,
Yeah.
I'll click on your profile. I'll go right up to your post of 2023.
Yeah.
That is the reason why I say I don't sleep because I'm always around doing some funny stuff. But it
Yeah.
helps me to see the kind of person that you are. When you comment something, I'll click on your profile and then I go and check all the things you have been posting. That's already building a certain mindset toward you. But what this
Exactly.
generation is doing is that they want to implement technology that they don't even understand what is behind.
Mm.
They're blocking their profile, they're blocking their pages. Then you say, okay, you're a young nurse growing up. You have a profile on the on internet because social media is where we profile ourselves, right? If you go on
Exactly.
LinkedIn, you see my profile. If you go on Facebook,
Exactly.
you see that I'm a network engineer. And
Yeah.
then you go scroll down, you see that I started the construction of a hospital, and then you click on the link and it takes you to the hospital side or to
There
the
we
page
go.
of the hospital.
Yep.
So it doesn't make sense that young people now don't know the ability of profiling themselves
Yeah.
to the point where they can link up. Because if I want to connect with you, I have to check your profile and oh 2019, I want to see the stuff that you're talking about.
Yep.
But they are closing their profile, but they are scrolling. So
Yeah.
I want to encourage everyone to use social media properly and apply some hygiene
I
in the
love that.
scrolling. So
I
you
love
need to
that. Thank you,
filter what
Renee.
you're scrolling. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You just reminded me. A young lady reached out to me 2 weeks, 1.5 week ago. She told me that she needs a job, something like that. I really
Mhm.
like. I was really touched by that, but I was surprised when I scrolled down her profile. I
Mhm.
saw some thing. I saw some crazy graphics, sharing nonsense. I was like,
Maybe blessing CEO kind of stuff.
I'm like, sorry, I cannot help you. You need to work on your clean. I told her to just clean her profile. That I cannot believe that this is who you tell me you are, and I'm seeing something opposite to what you're telling me that you do. So I can't. I don't know how I can help. So that's a good one there, Cody. Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Renee.
for real, for real.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always a great time having you around, man. Looking forward to have another conversation with you in the days ahead.
Yep, we'll have a lot of stuff to talk about. And
Absolutely, buddy.
yeah, for those who are in Yaoundé, if your family has medical issues, don't bother about this thing. I am looking forward to get a bus for the hospital so that even if you call us, we can come pick you up from your house to the hospital. And we want to make it such that you the driver is coming with a nurse on board, right? Such that if you're coming to the hospital, the driver is driving, but the nurse can start taking some vitals and
Mm,
even giving some first aid or whatever that is needed for you to be comfortable while you get to the hospital. So a lot of things will come up. We are opening our eye department. We have equipment that are on the way from China. It
okay.
will take some days. We ordered them last end of last month. So by the end
Okay.
of this month, it should be in Cameroon. We are
Okay.
getting to start the eye department. We are going to start the dentistry department. So
Mm,
it's a full hospital, and if you are coming there, we'll be ready to get the best treatment. We have the best hygiene ever. If you see our
wow.
floors, our environment is clean. It's something that sometimes people think that's hype. Someone like
Yeah.
Kayla always comes to our hospital. It's clean, it smells
Mm,
good, and all that. I
oh.
never eat. I don't eat in the hospital, but there I can eat my achu confidently in that hospital. Trust me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Holy
So
Grace Medical Foundation.
yeah. So
I
we
feel
get
like,
stuff.
yeah, I feel like I just when you talk about it, I just like, I wish I were in Cameroon. I would just go and see this thing. And if you're watching us guys, visit the Holy Grace Medical Foundation, guys. This is one of us, and not only one of us, but a very daring young person. And one of the greatest things you can do to young people to encourage them in their entrepreneurship adventures is to just recommend, support them, them, talk about the hospital, talk about the facility, invite your friends, invite your neighbors, your loved ones. If you're not
Those
even in
things,
Yaoundé,
those things don't happen now. Like I said,
yeah,
the scrolling syndrome is bad.
yeah,
I just want to make this comment. I know that we need to go.
yeah.
You can. I've most of the things that I'm talking about. I've tested them, and
Mm,
some actually work. You can post your business now on your WhatsApp status
okay.
for 24 hours. You can monitor the numbers of likes, the numbers of share. Turn on your share
Mm,
for 24 hours. Put the data down. Jot it down. Tomorrow, find a certain memes or some crazy video.
yep.
Post it. Turn off your share and see the number of people that will be like that will request for you to send it to them. People are more interested now in the things that I'm not saying that people don't need to have fun, but people are more focused now on the scrolling syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
The scrolling syndrome because they will not ask you for the picture of your business to share. But I'm not
Yeah.
taking credit from the few people in my family that are supporting me. My
Awesome.
family, I have a great family, great cycle that support me every single day. So I'm not talking
Awesome.
about that. But take this as a test. Go and try it. You'll see the
Mm,
number of people that will ask you to send the funny video to them so they can post it. But even if you post your business now and turn on the share button on WhatsApp,
mm-hmm.
no a few people will share it, not up to 10.
Mm,
Post a meme or a certain funny video tomorrow morning, and before you get up in the morning, you see send, 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 send. Can you send? Can you send? See, that's just where we are going. The society is now driven by technology. It's driven by the illusion of technology.
mm-hmm.
So you as a business person or someone aiming to start something, you have to be your biggest fan of what you want to do.
I love that.
Because me, if you see the way I'm designing the hospital, I'm changing, I'm rebranding. Somebody told me they don't promote a hospital. I was like, so a church can promote a crusade, but you cannot promote a hospital. Some people, I don't know what is happening in this society now. The churches are promoting crusades and
Mm-hmm.
prayer sessions, but you cannot promote a hospital. I'm like, you don't even know
That's
what
the
you're talking
way.
about. You know what it
Yeah.
means by the end of the month, you have to put 2 million down or 1.8 million down for staffs and resources. And you don't want to talk about the business. Like,
That's.
so
I
you
think.
have to be your biggest fan in whatever
Yeah.
you want to do. Just be your
That's right.
fan. Because if you start to have that mentality that people have to support you, if somebody doesn't share it. If they will not
Yeah.
pass that, I don't post my hospital. You have my other number. I post
Yeah.
it every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Because I am my own top fan.
That's it.
I need to be giving top fan award to
I
myself.
worked. I love that, man. Congratulations, Renee. That is so powerful. I love what Olga said. Olga said, I will, I will, I will be infected by a good virus and not the schooling syndrome. Thank you so much, Olga, for that one. That means a lot. Then Kyla is like, thank you, Sir Renee. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching.
Thank you
Uh,
guys.
awesome. We're looking forward to our next conversation. And then we'll look the time and let you guys also know so we can get ready. So wish you all a wonderful rest of the day. Even as we get ready for other conversations and other things. Renee, I want to
Sure.
say thank you, man. Thank you for all you're doing. God bless you and your family.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for supporting me and bringing me up to share my story
Mm.
on your page.
Yeah, I appreciate, man. It's always a
Yeah,
blessing, and the pleasure is always shared together.
same here, man. Same here. Thank
Awesome,
you so much.
awesome, man. Regards to
Yeah.
your precious family. Brother.
Same day. Enjoy a
Awesome.
weekend.
Thank you. Same here, man.
Take 25,000 from your account and enjoy.
I will do that.